Hey guys, welcome to Ask Auntie-Nella After Dark. I'm excited about this topic because when I got this topic in my inbox, I had to think a little bit about it. And the topic was, my mind is constantly on sex. Is that okay? And so I'm going to dig a little bit deep. I'm going to dig from both sides. I want to, hit it from both angles. Because it could be a possibility there is an issue. It could be a possibility, no, it's just normal. Some people just like to have sex. Yay. So, that's, one of the things. So I'm going to let you guys get on live, share, let people know Auntie-Nella is on live after dark. So we can get into this session and talk about this little topic. But in the meantime, I want y'all to send me some love, but I also want you guys to, continue to share my videos. And I want you guys to send me some topics that you guys want to talk about, especially for After Dark, because I struggle a little bit, I'm struggling a little bit with some of these After Dark topics. So let me know, what y'all want to talk about, and we could hit it. I'm going to be straight with you. We're going to talk about it. So send me some of those topics. Send me some of your other topics that you have, that you want to talk about, relationships. We could do that. But I'm thinking, here's the thing, and I want you guys to comment on this. I'm going to just throw this out here. And I should have probably thrown it out in the relationship one, but I'm going to throw it out now because I just thought about it. I get a ton of questions through my inbox in regards to relationships with, younger girls or middle age, older. I get it from all walks of life. And so I'm thinking about doing a round table. Do a little round table with maybe 10 or 15 of you guys. We can chat about anything you guys want to chat about. We can talk candidly and openly, and we can go between relationships. We can go between After Dark, where we're not doing live. We will just, do it in a group setting. I want to know if that's something you guys, want to do. And if that's something you guys want to do, I can try and start to look for a location and make it happen. So let me know if that's something you want to do, because I will be happy to do it. But I get the majority of my people that come through my inbox are young ladies that are struggling with, themselves, or struggling with just life. And so I would love. Hey, Renelle. I would love to do it. So let me know, inbox me. Let me know if that's something you guys want to do, so we can get it started and do this round table and get to chatting and get you guys, some wisdom out there. And so you guys can walk that correct path and do what you need to do to find your Mr. Right.
Hey, Lawrence. Hey, Toe.
Hey, Les. Hey, Toe.
Hey, Jessica. Hey, Cardell. Hey, Renelle. Hey, Bridget.
Hey. This After Dark gonna be lit, y'all. I'm waiting for a few more people to come on board, and we gonna jump. Yeah, it's gonna be lit.
Girl, please.
It's gonna be lit. Dude, this new generation think like, our seasoned people don't know some of that lingo. I said lit.
Girl, please.
And I mean lit.
Shut it out.
It's gonna be lit. After Dark is always lit. But let's see how many people we got on. Can we, jump on and start?
Hey, Adriana. Adriana said this is gonna be her topic. Come on.
Yes. Anybody? Do we got enough people on to start?
Yeah, that's fine. You can go.
All right. So let's get in. I had somebody inbox me, and they say, Auntie-Nella, I think about sex all the time. Is it okay? Well, first of all, I'm gonna address it like this. Sex is always on my mind. That's me. I don't think nothing wrong with me. But what I do think is I probably should have been a guy versus a girl, because I'm constantly thinking about it. But I want to hit it from two angles. I want to hit it from an angle of, first of all, if you're constantly thinking about sex and you're focused on just that one person, then nothing's wrong with it. But if you're constantly thinking about sex and you're not fulfilled, you're getting fulfillment from everybody that comes along to feed your sex drive, then you have a problem. You need to go see the doctor, or the therapist, because it's okay to be a person that has a high sex drive. But if your high sex drive is getting in the way of you being faithful, if your high sex drive is putting you in a situation where it's risque, and what I mean by that is, if you're putting yourself in a situation that you just want to have sex out of the situation, you ain't looking for nothing else, and it's a different man once or twice a week, you got a problem. Houston, we got a problem. Because you're not helping your cause. If you're going to lay down with every person you see, just because you have that high sex drive, then what you're going to do is you're going to put yourself in a situation that's not healthy for you. Baby, it's okay to have sex. Sex is a good thing. Sex is an awesome thing. But if your sex drive is forcing you into doing some things that you would normally do, then you have a problem. But now let me jump back on. Is it a problem if you're having sex if you're not dealing with that situation to the right? If you're not dealing with that situation where you're messing with every Tom, Dick, and Harry to fill your sex drive, then that's a problem. But not a problem. But if you're a person who loves to have sex, nothing's wrong with it. Do you? Get your groove on, baby. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Because one thing I will tell you about making sure that connection is there, that emotional connection is going to be there if you're going to continue to make sure that sex is important. An emotional connection is there to have. And so if you're having sex and you constantly want to have sex, now you have to be fair to your partner, because usually what happens in that situation, you have one person that's high sex drive, you have that one person that, just want bang, 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 bang. Then you have another person that want bang, 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 bang every now and then. You have to find a way to, to be able to work between the both of you guys. You can't be selfish and be like, you know what? I got a high sex drive, so I just want bang, 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 bang. They got to respect that I want bang, 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 bang. No. You got to give and take. If that person tells you that night, you know what? I'm just not feeling it. Don't walk around and get mad and be like, I can't believe you not having sex with me. No. Give them a chance, because your mentality may be, I just want to have sex. Their mentality is not that they don't want to have sex with you, but you're human. You get tired too. Sex is an awesome thing, but you can't do it to the point that you make your partner or your spouse feel like they're just a sex machine for you. No, because guess what? You're getting what you want out of it, but that person that has to deliver it, or that person that you constantly, begging or forcing on giving it to you, is not happy. You want to make sure your sex sessions, and I said sessions, is happy sessions.
All right, we have girls just want to have fun.
Yeah, we do, girl.
To everyone, Renelle wrote, to everyone, never hold on to the past because you will miss the future. Mm-hmm. Lawrence wrote, some girls don't get everything they want from one mate. One mate cashes her out, the other mate bangs her out, the other eats her out. Is she wrong?
Okay, so here's the thing. If you can't take the time to focus on one partner and try to instill or try to help instill what you're looking for in that one partner, and you got to go to other partners, then you're not being true to who you are. Because let me tell you something. You should need 5 different women to fulfill one person. There's no way. You need 5 different women to fulfill one desire. The time it's taking you to drum woman to woman to woman to woman, and then at the end of the day, you sneaking around, or they sneaking around doing what they got to do to fulfill that fantasy. You could use that same mentality, that same thought process, and work on instilling it in your mate. You have to. You can't have longevity in a marriage or relationship if you're not willing to instill and fight for your marriage. You have to let them know. If that person ain't fulfilled, let me tell you something. Let me just tell you a thing or two now. If my husband not giving me what I want, I'm going to be woman enough to tell him, look, this session that we just had wasn't a good one. I'm going to tell you why. Or my response is going to be, nah, I don't think we did too good tonight. You need to do this. It's okay to be honest. Let me tell you something. Your mate, I don't care if it's girl or female, male or female, they want to please you. If they love you, they want to please you. Now, if you're not willing to fight for that piece of it and focus on that one person, you're empty when you're jumping from woman to woman to woman to woman, or man to man to man to man. You're empty. You're empty. A sex session is an emotional thing. And it's easy for a man to say, well, I can get it from, Lakeisha, Bridget, Joy, J-Lo. I can get it from all them. But in the same token, you're still not instilling that in your marriage. You're still not fighting for your marriage, or you're still not fighting for your relationship. You can't have a healthy relationship. You can't have a healthy marriage if you're focusing on 3 different things. You can't. Something's going to be neglected. And guess who's going to be the one that's going to be neglected? 5 out of 10, it will be the spouse. Or it will be the person that you've been in a relationship for a long period of time. They're the ones that's going to suffer. And so, no, I would say don't do it. It's not a healthy thing to do. From a man's standpoint, from a female standpoint, it's not a healthy thing to do. Don't set yourself up to thinking that's a healthy thing. Because if you're looking for somebody, like you said, to eat you out or do whatever you do, talk to your spouse. You don't never know. You never know if you don't ask. If you don't ask, how would you know? So know that nothing's wrong with you having a high sex drive. Nothing's wrong with you having a thought process of keeping sex on your mind. Because I keep it on my mind all the time. One of the things I will tell you, we have nicknames, right? And so most people in Minnesota, Richard, the nickname for Richard is Dick, right? And so my friend at work, her husband ain't Richard, but she don't call him Richard. She call him Dick. Well, as soon as she be like, Dick coming to get me, I lose focus. Because my mind is not on the Dick the man. My mind is on the Dick my husband. I'm thinking about the stick shift. I'm not thinking about the Dick her husband. I'm thinking about the stick shift. So I lose focus. I lose focus right quick. And I'd be like, nope, don't call him Dick around me. His name is Richard. So for me, I constantly think about it. But for me, that keeps me at the top of my game when it comes to sex. So I that's just me. Everybody can't be like me. I'm constantly thinking. I'm constantly, daydreaming about the stick shift. I'm always daydreaming about the stick shift because the stick shift is important.
Oh my God.
And so I have to daydream about it. I'll be lying to you if I don't.
Oh my God. Let's answer these questions.
Okay, come on. I'm just saying because I'm thinking about it right now. Got my head spinning.
Melanie wrote, talk to your spouse. Lord's wrote, what about the girl/woman that's too busy to focus on a relationship because of their career, but they want to release? What should they do? Then we have Adriana.
Go buy you a bag of dildos. That's what you gonna do. Go buy you a bag of dildos.
We have Adriana that wrote, gotta explore how spouse body wants, needs, and new things.
You got to. You have to. You have to. And I don't care how long you've been in a relationship. I don't care how long you've been in a marriage. You have to find ways to elevate. You have to find ways to create growth. You have to. You can't be in a relationship. You can't be in a marriage and do the same old stuff. Because guess what? Either you gonna get bored or he gonna get bored. So just like you put a lot of work into your job, you put a lot of work into your family, your kids, and making sure they're on point and doing what they need to do, we have to put a lot of work in our marriages. We wonder why divorce rate is so great these days. We wonder why. Because we don't take the time to put a lot of focus into our marriages. If we put a lot of focus in, it could have been just something simple that caused the demise of a marriage. And when you're out the marriage, then you take time and look back at, man, I could have fixed that. Well, I'm going to make sure it don't happen the next time. But you set yourself up for that. And so you have to make sure you find ways to elevate it. You have to. I'm say it again. I'm constantly thinking about it, and not to say that you know what I'm around here like drooling and blah. No, but I will pick up the phone in a minute and call my husband and go to having a sex texting session.
Next!
Or don't listen to her. Or I will have a conversation with him and be like, honey, can you come home for lunch? Honey, can you take off? Or honey, can we do? That's just who I am. That's who I am. And it's worked for me. 29 years, 24 years married and 29 years together, it's worked for me. And so, do what you do, girl. Come on, read that question.
Okay, we have Bridget Rowe, laugh out loud. Melanie Rowe, yes. How do you balance if you work too much?
This is the thing where you have to know what's important. And I understand that work is important. But you also have to understand that if you focus on just one avenue, and that means working only, and you're not focusing on, your spouse or your life, if you're not taking time, then you're not setting yourself up. You have to know what's important to you. And in order for anything to work and anything to, pan out to allow you to, work and have a release, you have to figure out a way. And I can't tell you the way to figure it out. You have to say what's important to me. Is work just important to me? Or is I need to find this way to release. I'm have to, find a way to juggle. We as women, we're great jugglers. We're great jugglers. So all I'm going to say is think to yourself what's important to you. But I will tell you, when work is dying out and you at home and you looking for a Mr. Right and you've realized that you've only allowed work to take advantage of your life, then that's not a happy life. So you have to find balance. You have to be able to juggle the two. There's a way to do it. I promise you there's a way to do it. But you have to know what's important. And just like work's is important, having a life outside of a work is key as well. You have to have a life outside of work. You can't live your life thinking, I'm just going to work my way through it and life is going to be there. Nope. Be 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, you work yourself to a frenzy. And then before you know it, you're like, well, I ain't gonna never find Mr. Right now because I don't work myself through it. It's too late. You become so disconnected from it, which is not healthy. You become disconnected from it because you're so focused on one thing. You're focused on working, but you've not allowed yourself to find a way to connect both things.
We have Adriana. She wrote, if you got time to eat, you got time to be intimate.
You sure do. You sure do.
Girl.
If you got time to give yourself some energy and some food, babe, you got time to get a quickie in.
Oh, Jesus, I ain't say all
Get that quickie in. You got a time to get it in. You just have to make time. It's no different than anything else you do in life. People tend to focus on work and, achieving the ultimate goal and, getting to greatness when it comes to work. But we sometimes fail to realize that you can have greatness. You can get to greatness with work, but you also need to get to greatness with your marriage. You also need to get greatness with your relationship. You also need to get greatness with your life. So you have to be able to balance the two. You have to. If you don't balance the two, you're depriving yourself. And you deserve more than just that. Work is not everything. I'm not going to be working myself and deprive myself of my stick shift. No. I'm going to put it to first, second, and third gear. So I'm going to make sure I want to make sure I'm happy with my working relationship. But I also want to make sure I'm happy with my loving relationship. Love me. Make me feel good. Make me feel excited. Make me feel happy. Give me that bang bang like I'm going to give you that nang nang.
Girl, you come on.
I want to make sure that I'm happy, you're happy, we're happy. And so take time to focus on you. Take time to connect with you. It's important. Don't neglect yourself because you're focusing on one thing and not being able to focus on several things. It's okay. You can juggle. You can have a great working. You can do good at work, but you also have to have time for you. When do you allow yourself to connect and have time for you? You have to make sure. You have to make sure you set up time for you. Because if you don't set up time for you, then you can't set up time for anybody else.
Right, Adriana. God.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I wrote, Lawrence wrote, the busy man or woman because of their career needs intercourse, but don't have a significant other but wants release. Mm-hmm. Remember, career takes over. Is it wrong for either to go in? Renelle wrote, loving the Q&As tonight.
You know what I will say? Here's the thing. If you're focused on your career and you still want, to release, I will say, I'm going to say it. Get you a bag of dildos and some bag of batteries.
We're speaking on a man and a woman's standpoint, though.
Either way. I mean, for the man, well, a man got 5 fingers and a thumb.
Come on now, girl.
5 fingers and a thumb. 5 fingers and a thumb. This is my thing, though. A lot of times people think, you know what, I'm just going to have sex with somebody to release myself. From a woman's standpoint, you're taking away your self-worth. I don't care who you are. You could play that game and tell me all day long, oh no, Auntie Nella, I promise you, I'm just doing it for the sex. No. You're doing it for the sex at that moment. But when that sex session is over, I can almost guarantee you 110% that thought process done came across your mind 5 or 10 times over. So you have to find time to stop allowing your mind or society to make you think, I need to get my career together before I look for Mr. Right, or I need to get my career together before I look for Mrs. Right. I need to have all my stuff in order. Let me tell you something. You don't need to have all your stuff in order, because if the two of you work as one unit, the two of you can create everything in order. You just have to be willing. You have to be willing to continue to fight through it. Now, if you choose to bang somebody, deal with the consequences in the long run, because you will. I don't care. Men are great at banging somebody and, not looking twice and not thinking twice about it, but females are not. We are emotional creatures. That's what we are. We love, and we love hard. I mean hard. We love. And so that's why it's important to make sure before you get yourself in a situation where, you thinking, I'm going to just bang this, I'm going to bang him, or I'm going to bang her, and it's going to be done. And then before you know it, you done fell for somebody. You in love with somebody. You wanting more. And then what you do is you set yourself up to be a side piece. You set yourself up to take on some stuff that you would normally take on, because now you done let love got involved. Now you done let them emotions got involved. Now you done let your juices started flowing. So now you set yourself up to accept some things you would normally accept in your right frame of mind. So you have to understand, I don't care how you crumble the cookie, when you set yourself up that way, there is some loss. That means you have lost some stuff in you. You have lost, whether it's your self-worth, whether, it's who you are. You have. I don't care who you are. You may tell yourself and read yourself all day long. No, I'm not worried about it. I'm fine. I'm content. Yeah. But when old man winter come, you looking for Mr. Right or Mrs. Right to be right next to you, and you ain't got him, then it's going to be the time where you're going to be like, well, I wish I would have.
All right, we got, they're thinking about sex all day. They're doing it for the need. And today's generation just want to have fun.
Yeah, today's generation just want to have fun. Well, you know what? I think about sex all the time. And I feel like, at the end of the day, it's nothing wrong with you if you think about sex. Again, for me, I feel like it keeps you at the top of your game. When I'm thinking about it, I'm not always thinking, I'm going to do something raunchy. But yeah, I'm thinking about sex because that's just who I am. I love to have sex with my husband, who lay it down. Like, lay it down, Dad. Lay it down, like, lay it down.
Okay, we don't need to.
So I'm saying it's nothing wrong as long as the sex piece of it that you're craving don't cause a problem in your life. This meaning it's not an addiction. Meaning it's not an addiction. Because an addiction is going to take you down a whole nother road that just thinking about it will take you down. Thinking about it, you're going to casually want to make sure when I think about sex, I'm constantly thinking about my husband. I'm not thinking about the next man I see or this one or that one. I'm not thinking. But if you have a sex addiction, you're always thinking of the dark side of it. You're thinking of you're going to be doing some stuff you would normally do, some threesomes, some foursomes, some fives. I heard some girls say, yeah, I love doing foursomes. What the hell? A foursome? Girl, you better love to do a twosome with you and your husband, you and your whoever. Love to do a twosome. Don't be around here proud to be talking about you happy to do a foursome. That's not. I'm competing with too much. No. I need to compete with me, him, his stick shift, and me. That's what we competing with.
All right, we have Raynell. She wrote exactly. Everybody's trying to just get them. Why didn't you? Oh well. Lawrence wrote, you are married and committed. There's nothing wrong with you thinking like that. Mia wrote, I do, but I think about doing it with that one and only, my spouse, when I get him.
Yes, baby, yes. So when you get him, Mia, girl, it's gonna be glory.
We have another question. What about the single and ready to mingle?
The single and ready to mingle. I'm gonna say this. If you're single and you're ready to mingle, don't focus on the sex piece of it a lot, because then what you do is you attract the wrong people. Go about it of the way of, dating, having a conversation. Don't just jump in the bed right away with somebody and always focus on single and mingling and want to have sex. Don't focus on it. There's nothing wrong with mingling, but make sure that mingling don't have nothing to do with sex right away. I said this, I think, in my last session or 2 sessions, 2 lives ago. If you jump in a sack with somebody and you wake up the next day and you don't know their first, middle, last name, you don't know if they got sisters or brothers, you don't know if their mama living or dead, you don't know what they likes and dislikes, you don't know some of them things, then you just played yourself cheap. Because how do you know if that wasn't a potential Mr. Right? But now, because you've jumped in a sack, that Mr. Right have now labeled you as an easy target, a booty call. That's what he's labeled you at. And so that's why you have to be very careful into how you position yourself in the things you do. Because Mr. Right could be right there by you, but because you're so caught up in the thought process of how the world perceives things to happen, this the new day and age, we gonna just I'm gonna just bang him and we gonna be fine and that. No, let me tell you something. If a man can get it out of you and get it out of you quick, he's gonna label you as a booty call and a booty. What man do I know? And some of these guys on here could respond to this. That you going to be a one-night stand and we going to get married happily ever after. I want a guy to tell me if that worked out for them. If that worked out, I want somebody to tell me that. It's difficult. It's difficult because I don't care what a man will say to you. They're still looking for a respectable woman. They're still looking for a woman with class. They're still looking for a woman that they can make sure that they're going to do everything they need to do to make sure their house is in order. They're looking for that type of woman. So they may tell you that, no, I'm not looking for that. I just want to have. Let me tell you, that's all they're looking for is they want to have sex. So don't let somebody destroy your temple for their gain. You may be gaining a one night of fantasy and, I feel good. But in the long run, when you look at the big picture, you're the one that's going to be hurt and left behind.
We have... waiting 6 months or longer is old school. That's out the window. We got Sonia that wrote, preach.
Yes, I say this to people all the time. It's up to you however long you choose to wait. It's up to you. I can't tell you how long you want to wait. But what I will tell you is give yourself some time to connect with that person mentally. Give yourself some time to connect with them mentally before you connect with them physically. And the reason why I say that is because then you could choose to decide at that point, well, you know what? This might be the one. We got some chemistry. But if you're going to jump right in the bed, you don't know what's going on. You probably jumping in the bed with a cray-cray. You don't know what the heck you done got yourself into. So you just have to take time. The struggle for me with a lot of the new generation is they want everything fast. They want everything quick. They want everything to happen in a hurry. Take time to live life and be free. Dance to one of my shirts. Free to dance to your own beat. Dance to your own beat. Decide however you want to live your life. But don't live your life where you create an X on your back that you can't get off your back no matter what?
We have Lawrence Rowe, girls just want to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's the men these days that have to turn the girls/woman down.
They do.
They're too aggressive these days.
Which is
That's
pretty,
true.
which I will tell you, and this is the reason why I chose to do this session about chatting with women. Women don't care. These days, women don't care. They are so aggressive. And they could know that a man married, but they don't care. One of the things I would tell my husband often is this: I'm not too concerned about you. I'm concerned about these women. And here's why. Because women are smart creatures. Women know what to do, how to do it, when to do it to get that man. And before you know it, that man in so much deep doo-doo, they can't even dig their way out of it. Because now they've allowed their ego to take control. Well, you know what? I'm a man, I ain't gonna let that pass me by. She won't give it to me, I'm gonna take it. But you just don't realize the demons and the stuff that you setting yourself up for. Because now what's gonna happen is that woman gonna keep giving it to you, and then ultimatum's gonna be put on your back. Well, when you gonna leave your wife? When you gonna leave your girl? If you don't, I'm gonna tell them. Then you mad. You can't get mad because you set yourself up and you allowed yourself. Let me tell you, the most sexiest part to me about a man, when they could have a woman to come to them and try to, advance them and get them to do something, they could shut them down. That's sexy as hell about a man. But if you can't control that, you're constantly thinking with your stick shift and you're not thinking with your mind. You're not thinking of the consequences. You're not thinking what you got at home. You're not thinking what's important to you. You're thinking with one thing, your stick shift. That's what you're thinking with. And your stick shift will leave you in a pasture where you sitting out there in that pasture lonely by yourself, holding your stick shift.
We also have Raynell Shiro. Women are doing the chasing more than the men.
Yep.
Miro. Yep.
The problem is women have lost the self-respect to know that, you know what? It's the man's job to chase us. Not, don't get me wrong. I'm one of these women that, when I was on the scene of dating, if I like you, you're going to know I like you. But I'm not chasing you. I'm going to let you know. I'm going to send you a subliminal message to let you know I like you. That's just how I was. But to be running behind these men and chasing them and accepting everything they do, nah, I'm not doing that. Because at the end of the day, I'm the one that's suffering. I'm the one that's going to be happy when it don't turn out the way I want it to turn out. I've done all that chasing and I'm unhappy because now it's not turned out the way I want it to turn out. Women are doing those things simply because they're not happy with themselves. They don't have any self-worth. They haven't taken time to work on them and get themselves right so they can know when BS come their way, it's BS in all capital letters. And so that's why you got women, what I call is, you got women running around here rampant. They just like,
Rampant.
The rats in rampant in the rats in rapid. The rats in New York. They just running. Just rapid everywhere. Just running. You're just running any hole they can get into, they find. They content with. That doesn't make you happy. No woman is born in this world gonna tell me they was born to be like, I'm content with being just me. No, you're not. You can't. Because God made a negative and a positive for a reason. God made it. God made a negative. He made a woman and a man to connect. And connect for a reason. He made that. And so when that happens, you got to look at the big picture. It's meant to happen. God made that. Whatever you choose to do, whoever you choose to be with, you just need to make sure you're giving them their all. They're giving you your all, their all, and it's happening on both ends. Don't set yourself short. Don't set yourself up for failure. Don't set yourself up for heartache, because then you sit back and you look and think to yourself, wow, I've set myself up for this. Now I have to deal with the consequences. Nope. You can dig your way out of it. You can say, you know what? I'm not doing it no more. You're not showing me anything better. I'm moving forward. So with that being said, do we got any more questions?
Mia wrote, right, sure, I might let you know, but not running after you because I know I'm a good catch.
Correct. Absolutely. And that's because Mia knows her self-worth. It's okay to let people get it mixed up, because in their thought process is, I'm gonna let him know. Let me tell you something. It's okay to let a man subliminally know that you liked him, but it's a difference between subliminally like them, but then you in the club with all your cleavage and all your butt out, and you constantly running circles around them, and you like, call me. Well, I saw you last week and gave you my number. Why you ain't call me? He ain't call you because he ain't want to call you, because you round there looking like a gigolo. So he didn't want to call you. But if I got to keep running behind, call me. Now, here's the other thing that annoys me. Let me tell you something. You will see an ugly side in Auntie Nella when you try to cross me and my man. You know what these women out here, knowing they'll befriend you. They will befriend you, knowing that they're only trying to befriend you to get close to your man. I'm going to bust you in your head.
Say that again.
And that's what people don't realize. Don't come in my space and play me like, we cool, we fine and dandy, and then bang, you study giving my husband winking eyes, or you giving him messages, letting him, nah. That's why you have to know who's in your circle and who's with you and who's not with you. Because if you don't know who's with you, I'll be honest with you. Any man, and I shouldn't say any man, most men, if they think they got the opportunity to get away with it, they're going to do it. No different than a woman. If they think they got the opportunity to get away with it, they're going to do it. So I'm not just going to say the men, the women will do the same thing. Know who's in your circle. No different than a man. Know who's in your circle. It's not as great when it comes to that for men as it is for women. Because these women thirsty. They thirsty and they'll do any and everything to get to your man. They'll do it. And so you just have to know who's in your circle. And bump them out when you done figured out who's not for you. Who's not with you. Keep it moving. Stay true to who you are. Be happy about what you are. Be content about what you are. Take time to do you. Enjoy you. Be happy. You have to. I will end this segment at saying this. Nothing's wrong with keeping sex on your brain. Again, I will say that sometimes keep your sex life elevated. Nothing's wrong with it. Nothing's wrong with it at all. Now, if you have an addiction to it, then that's time to see a doctor. That's time to see a psychiatrist. Time to talk to somebody. Time to figure it out. Because then what you do is you set yourself up and you put yourself in a situation that's unhealthy for you. So with that being said, keep sex on your brains, but make sure it's a healthy sex on your brains, and continue to be happy and content with you. I hope I was able to, clear this up for some people. I hope some people got what I was saying. I want you guys to send me some love. I want you guys to share this post, because like I said, you never know who will get, you never know who will get something from this. But before I leave, even on this After Dark, I have to say this. I have a female that's on my page that's dealing with stage 3 breast cancer, Chantel Jackson. I want to give a shout out to her. She sent me a post on my page and she said, keep doing your videos. She said, because I'm in the hospital now dealing with cancer, but your videos, I enjoy watching them. So shout out to you. I'm praying that, God heal you and cover you. And I hope that you're, feeling good. I want to say to all my Facebook, Ask Auntie Nella, nation, please take some time to whisper a prayer for her. You never know what people are going through. You never know what these videos will do for people, and that just melted my heart. So I'm gonna say, continue to fight. Chantel Jackson, continue to fight. Fight hard, and I will continue to pray for you and continue to check up on you. But you guys, continue to keep sex on your brain in a healthy way. Wait for your Mr. Right. Do what's comfortable for you to do. Be happy with you, but don't lose who you are in the process of trying to do it. Be respectful to your temple. Be, happy about who you are. Be content about what happens in your life, and know that everything in life happens for a reason. Love you out of all of it. Love you. Have a good night, you guys. Peace. See you guys next week. Send me some topics. Have a good night.